Productivity.
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 My relationship with planning and productivity has been a complicated one. From rebelling against it to grudgingly giving it a try before embracing it like a born-again convert, to secretly questioning why I was letting a to-do list control my life because everyone is doing it. I've been through it all. And I'm sure I'm not alone. Get it done and hustling seem to be the common mantra these times, making everyone wonder where the idea of hyper-productivity came from. But the question is, why has it become the rallying cry over the last few years? And is it truly beneficial in the workplace and in personal development? Let's find out. Before we begin, be sure to like and subscribe to this channel for more exciting videos. Everyone thinks of the same thing when you talk about a productive day. It means answering a lot of emails, writing some reports, not getting interrupted by the kids or wife, not entertaining banter from coworkers, and any other scenario that shows extreme seriousness. This is the cult of productivity. It's appealing in its simplicity. Focus only on your solo tasks, get busy for the rest of the day, and continue working, even while eating or resting. Then you'll get the best results, right? Well, wrong. In organizations, it is well-informed groups and teams, not extremely serious individuals, that bring the best output. This is well understood in places like Japan, where you're expected to eat lunch and often dinner with your coworkers. To them, it's not viewed as wasting time. Rather, it is seen as a responsibility and an investment in the stability of the team. Now, compare that mealtime expectation to that of the United States, where eating a sandwich while working at your desk is the norm. The good thing is, the value of this group-oriented approach is evident. Let's take an example. Imagine you discovered a new way to do something at work which saves you 5 hours each week. This means over a year, you'll save 260 hours, right? Now, suppose you spend 10 hours teaching this new work hack to 10 of your colleagues. At the end of the year, your personal productivity would be 4% lower because you spent time teaching others. But your 10 coworkers would save a combined 2,600 hours. If you didn't take the time to share that tip, the company would have lost out on a huge amount of increased productivity. Even though this is a hypothetical example, we could still take a look at the real world to prove the same effect. This shows that individual performance is nothing compared with an effective team. Let's also look at it this way. For projects in large organizations, an individual's work depends on the work of hundreds or thousands of other people. If communication breaks down, it takes over 30% longer to complete the task. Rather than spending an extra 8 hours, they could invest a few hours in trying to outsource some roles and make up for the lost individual effort. If not, valuable time will be wasted, and less will be done, even if a to-do list, schedules, and reminders are set. This proves that in a real sense, productivity and working hard costs time. Again, is it worth it? Isn't the essential reason behind greater productivity greater happiness? Aren't we supposed to get more done so we can have more time for the things we enjoy? No doubt our pursuit of increased productivity should result in increased happiness, but do we really feel free? The truth is, the goal to be more productive and increase efficiency can often lead to obsession, where you begin to confuse achievement for happiness. And happiness should be the inspiration for achievement, not the other way around. Unfortunately, when happiness is found in achievement, you get sucked into constantly putting your happiness in the future. You'll only be happy when you pay off debt, and you don't have any more problems, and you lose 20 pounds of weight, and you have millions in the bank, and so on. Now, this might sound ridiculous, but the truth is, we're often the happiest when what we're doing has absolutely no purpose. Or should I say, it isn't confined to schedules and timelines. Productivity systems are created to make us more efficient and get more done. When we originally start on this path, the reason is to have more free time and decrease the stress of unfinished tasks hanging over our heads. If it's done, we don't have to think about it anymore, right? But somewhere along the lines, we lose sight and our desire to accomplish becomes an obsession. And unknowingly, we become a member of the cult of productivity. Productivity is no longer a means to an end, it's the end entirely. Sadly, we never get there. And that's because there's always something to obsess over. The major fault in the cult of productivity is that a means is turned into an end. We no longer see the forest for the trees. Instead of doing things to enjoy them, we do things solely for the future benefit. And sadly, we never get there because we're constantly living in the future. The cult of productivity is not just an obsession, it's a disease. Here are a few symptoms. Meditation for the sake of gaining a clearer, calmer mind and increased ability to focus. Exercising for the benefit of better health, stamina, and increased energy. Organization for the sake of a clearer mind and fewer distractions. And socializing to make more contacts and increase your circle of influence. When productivity becomes toxic productivity leads to burnout. Leaders in the tech world like ex-Yahoo CEO Marissa Mayer and Tesla owner Elon Musk glorify the hustle culture, claiming that not only are long work hours possible, but that it is the only way to change the world. Now, Sheryl Sandberg, a top executive in Facebook, offered a new perspective to the challenges women face in the workplace in her best-selling book, Lean. But her message was quickly brought down to its simplified can-do essence. If a woman works hard and asserts herself enough, she can thrive at home and at work. Her approach placed the burden of responsibility for success on individual efforts rather than addressing or bringing any meaningful change to the societal and corporate structures that actually support them. Yet, it spawned a social movement across the world, with more than 41,000 lean-in circles in 170 countries, where women meet regularly to discuss and implement Sandberg's guidance. In essence, how to be more productive. The true role of productivity. This isn't to say that there isn't any place for productivity. There certainly is. We do, after all, need to get things done. But at what cost? That is the real question. In a performative productivity culture that values busy-making and hustling, there's no space for critical acts of care and maintenance. Social media free days, for example, can be considered critical care. Yet it's embraced not as a way to unwind, but as a way to be more productive, to innovate, produce more, and hustle harder. These days, acts of maintenance like cooking, cleaning, resting, looking after your mental and physical health are rarely seen as productive. We tend to look at these activities as the things that keep us from producing. And yet, we know these acts of care and maintenance are foundational to our very lives. We cannot, after all, get by without food or rest. The reason we tend to dismiss it is because social media companies and big tech have managed to direct our attention and alter our judgments in ways that ensure we are helping them to turn a profit. Our leisure cannot be commoditized, productivity can. Seeing how deep we have gone into the occultic world of productivity, debunking the current idea of hustling and easing into a more reasonable understanding of productivity, one that gives us as much importance to effective teamwork, care, and personal maintenance as it does to producing things, will require some effort. This is because there's no roadmap, no trail of breadcrumbs to follow. Saying bye to the cult of productivity will be quite difficult. Even when you're ready to go, it's not ready to release you. People who simply don't understand why you don't want to hustle and juggle will come after you like monsters in the dark. And then your inner demon, the feeling of being wrong or lazy for choosing to take a break on the productivity highway. And yet, if you don't embark on that journey and don't stare down those monsters and demons, you will never find your way to the place where you can rest, think, play, and create on your own terms. There's a rich life to be lived beyond the hustle. If you don't learn how to strategically step back and evaluate where you are going, or work with others to get there, you may find that you've labored your way up a hill and lost yourself in the process. That's it on the much glorified cult. If you enjoyed this video, do give it a thumbs up. Until next time, where money matters, we'll see you on the next one.